woke. That's right, chat. Dark woke, the ideology that hijacked a generation. Let's find out what makes us so dark and so woke. Cool, man.
So even
Neat.
though we face the difficulties
Ooh, are we gonna get a racist that doesn't understand this speech?
of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
Yeah.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day
Yeah.
this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. That my 4 little children
Why is this playing? Yeah, it seems like AI color. Yeah.
will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
This was the America I grew up believing in.
No, you don't.
Not perfect, but getting better. Moving towards unity, towards fairness, where character mattered more than color. I truly
Well, then you weren't paying attention, man.
believe that. But then the words changed. Justice became judgment, and what united us now divides us. And nobody's asking why. Not long ago, woke meant raising awareness and pushing for change. But now a darker strain has emerged.
Oh, no.
Angrier, bolder, willing to use fear, force, even violence to get its way.
Were you was the example of that people that look like boomers and people in pink vests saying Trump's lying to you to distract you, release the Epstein files, this is the violence? Quite dark woke of them.
Violence to get its way. They call it justice. Others call it intimidation. This is dark woke.
Dark woke immediately goes from all the white people we were just looking at to a mostly black crowd. That's strange that you edited it like that when you said dark woke.
Cousin of the woke culture, where hashtags give way to bricks, and a disagreement can cost you your job, your reputation, or even worse. So how did the
This guy's slurring,
call
bro.
for equality become a tool for control? And who's really pulling the strings?
Control? How are you being controlled by these people? What are you talking about? By control, you mean people who don't want... They are saying, we don't wish to be controlled, and you're like, you're controlling me! Can you try to make sense? Fuck, is this a ranting lunatic?
If fear replaces debate, is this still activism or the rise of a new authoritarianism?
You sound drunk.
When violence and intimidation are rebranded as justice, where does that road end?
Violence and intimidation!
You will have a fantastic day.
Is this a troll supporting or feeding? Thank you for the 5 months.
Let's try and find out.
They're cutting his head off.
Hello, I'm Mike Droberg, Marine Corps veteran and filmmaker, and we will try to answer these questions on today's episode of Forgotten History.
Okay, so it seems pretty earnest. That's so fucking stupid. We have 2 intros. The graphic sting at the beginning was the intro, but this is the real one. You've forgotten it. Remember to never forget, chat. Never remember to forget to not do it. Dark woke. Shit, dude, I got chills. This is you guys. This is you, chat. Dark woke. Not me.
Your son is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
That's what got Dr. King. That's literally what happened. Not the CIA. Don't you fucking say it was the CIA.
The world I grew up in, Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't just a figure in a textbook. He was the moral compass. His dream wasn't controversial. We were told to treat people the same.
His dream wasn't controversial? Are you fucking serious? Pretty sure it was controversial, buddy. Hence the necessity for the speech, brother. God damn it, dude. I don't even understand how you have enough. It's like, is it brain cells or is it like the balls to just lie? Like, do they know they're idiots, or are they just lying and hoping everyone's like, yeah, Martin Luther King during the civil rights movement wasn't fucking controversial? You're telling me he wasn't controversial?
Your son is dead. Killed by the woke
You
mind
didn't read
virus.
the papers from that time period? Dude, this guy has no idea what's going on.
No matter their race. Color blindness wasn't ignorance, it was decency. And the best way to overcome racism was to stop obsessing over race. Through the late 20th century, it felt like we were closing that gap. From the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to school integration, from workplace anti-discrimination laws to seeing people of every background working side by side. The barriers weren't all gone, but they were falling. By the 1990s and early 2000s,
There was like literally race riots in the 90s.
you could feel it. The idea that America could truly become a meritocracy didn't seem far-fetched.
Yeah. Are you going to say, and then Barack Hussein Obama was voted president?
People were judged more by their ability and work ethic.
No, they weren't. Barack Obama was literally called like a jihadist. Just like Zoran Mamdani. I mean, this is like, shut up. I mean, it's just whitewashing to the most literal degree.
Than the color of their skin. Even politics occasionally found moments of unity. From the fall of the Berlin Wall to shared national pride in moments of crisis, to the election of the U.S.'s first black president.
He defeated the racism. So they're still walking. They're still like saying we need civil rights. This is like, hey, civil rights are good. We're rolling back on these civil rights for other minority groups right now. Literally.
Barack Obama. Woke began in that era as a simple warning. Call to stay
Woke.
awake to injustice. It was grassroots, local, and focused on real, tangible change. Housing discrimination, police abuse, and unfair labor practices. But the meaning began to shift, slowly at first, then all at once. In universities,
Spooky.
new theories took root.
Like what?
Ideas that divided society into permanent categories of oppressor and oppressed.
But that was the same conversation that Martin Luther King Jr. was having. Oppressed peoples, oppressed populations, and the oppressing populations. This is like the same conversation.
Where your group identity mattered more than your actions or your character. And once those ideas left the university,
That's not the case, though. America is not a place where we are run by people with high character. Why are you pretending that that's ever been the fucking case? The people who invented this country were slave owners. The same people that caused the civil rights movement eventually that Martin Luther King Jr. was a part of. Like, if that system led directly to this moment, I have no idea why you're pretending. Donald Trump is currently the president. He is on the Epstein list.
they didn't stay in academic journals. They began appearing in corporate boardrooms, in school lesson plans, and government policy.
It's interesting to say that I like wokeness until the culture adopts it more fully. You know? Like, to be woke to social injustice would be to have legislation to prevent it, right? Like, the ultimate goal is to have these protections. That's what the civil rights movement was for. It wasn't just like for a vibe. It was to get real legislation on the books to help people, to keep them from being victims of racism, at least in a legal sense. And even then, it's, not that great.
That's when woke began to evolve, or mutate, into something else.
What's this?
Something louder. Something that would stop asking for change and start demanding it by any means necessary. The shift from stay awake to injustice to divide the world by identity didn't happen overnight. It was built in the classroom.
Are you sure? Isn't this the Black Israelites
Publishing
doing
houses,
a thing?
and social media feeds. In the late 20th century, academic theories like the critical race theory and intersectionality existed mostly on campus.
Critical race theory and intersectionality are both tenets of Martin Luther King Jr.'s fucking speech. They just are. Intersectionality is a simple idea. It is that we all share struggle in some way, and through the understanding of where maybe social prejudices hit different groups in different ways, we can work together in solidarity with those groups, even if our struggle isn't exactly the same. Like, this is pretty easy to understand, I think. You don't even have to like be woke about it. You could be like, I don't know, like fucking Disney movies talk about this, like, oh, we're the rollerbladers and those are the skateboarders and we're not on the same team, but through circumstances in the tournament, a rollerblader and a skateboarder have to work together. You know what I mean? Like, that's intersectionality. if this is just real and important. I don't know. I don't even understand. Brink, yeah. I don't even understand why you have to, be sad about it. Critical race theory is like a broader topic that is discussing how the sociological potion, I guess, is brewed when it comes to how race is applied in how we act to each other. It's like a high level graduate degree thing that people are not being taught in their fucking elementary school. You know, it's talking about just human behavior and what we think the axes of these things are. It's just exploring the idea. These people are freaked out by the common answer that comes up from these, and that is that, like, white people have been historically racist, and that sucks. And they just cannot accept it. They're like, no, I didn't see color in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s when we were bombing brown countries, when we were smashing the faces in of black people with race riots, we were, harming the Afghan people. I mean, and that's just like, Iran-Contra, fucking just all of South America, Central America. I mean, it just gets worse and worse. Panama, holy shit. Cuban Missile Crisis.
They were niche, debated by professors and grad students. But over time, those ideas escaped the seminar room and began filtering into popular culture.
I guess.
Authors like Ibram X. Kendi became household names. His book,
Anti-racist, yeah.
How to Be an Anti-Racist, didn't just sell millions of copies, it reframed the conversation. According to Kendi, there's no such thing as not racist. You're either actively anti-racist or you're part of the problem.
I kind of agree because, and Martin Luther King talked about this as well, and so did Malcolm X and a lot of the other thinkers of the time, and it's about the complacency of, white liberals, basically. Not participating is not enough. If you see it in front of you, not ignoring it like it's benign and a neutral act, because it isn't. Racism is not a neutral act. Racism is a harmful act. And so acknowledging that means that if you see someone harming anyone, like if you saw them fucking abusing them for other reasons, verbally or otherwise, you would stop them, right? You'd say something, hopefully. This is the same thing. Being an anti-racist just means that you don't tolerate it, which you shouldn't, obviously, around you. It's not just not seeing color or whatever the fuck this old guy's talking about. It's about understanding that some people fucking do, and do so in a way that, is just harsh and mean and shitty and antisocial.
It was a simple, absolutist message, tailor-made for the social media era.
You talked about the importance of defining racism. How do you define racism?
Sure. So racism, I would define it as a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas.
Circular reasoning, very enlightening.
Racism is, the way the definition he wants is like the verb racism. Like, what is a racism, or I guess a noun? It's when you make a value judgment based on a value judgment of someone's character or, innateness about themselves based purely on the race that you perceive them to be, really, not even what they are. Because it's not all, people get misraced during a racist act all the time. Misraced? Is that a... Anyway, these shoes are dope as fuck.
Kendi's framework left no room for neutrality, and corporations took notice. HR departments, school districts, and government agencies began hosting mandatory trainings based on similar principles.
Yeah, these are mandatory.
Sessions, identity wasn't just part of your story. It defined your morals.
Open minds operate best. Critical thinking over tests. Wisdom can't be memorized. Educate, agitate, organize. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this at all. What are you upset about? The agitate part? I don't know. I feel like a founding father, as he rebelled against the crown he disagreed with, would agree with all of these tenets.
Then came the media amplification. Social networks rewarded outrage, and the new language of wokeness became the default vocabulary for journalists, activists, and celebrities.
So I think to steelman any of this anti-woke content creation on the internet, the one criticism that I find myself, and I think everybody here probably agreeing with at all, is that liberals are cringe. The worst thing you can say about this movement is that liberals are cringe. So Like, I don't care if they don't fully get it. And I do think liberals, like, cringely overcorrect. In the same way that, like, your parents... Anyone come out to their parents and they took it decent, but they're still weird? Like, they're trying too hard? They do... It's the same thing. Where it's like... The place it comes from isn't, like, mean, but it's just like, fucking shut up, man. That said, a lot of people, at this point, get it, and it's less sort of like this, which is really just corporate wokeness. No one says this kind of stuff, you know? This is... Leftists find this stuff cringe. It's kind of a virtue... I mean, not kind of. It's a virtue signal. And it's like undercutting kind of the idea in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's expected when the suppression of this kind of thing takes so long. So, every single time. This is the same thing with the rubber banding of our politics right now. We've just sort of been in this, like, stagnation descent stage as guided by feckless liberals and destructive Republicans. And, like, you're gonna see, obviously on the right especially, the cringe come out when there's, like, sort of this wobbling of power and people are kind of jostling for it.
The more divisive the message, the more clicks and shares it got.
Okay, so that's a capitalism problem, for the record. If you're upset about social media and how it operates and the algorithms and everything, that's a capitalism problem. The pursuit of money and making sure that they can do this in a profitable fashion, or trying to, is how that happens. Like, to keep you on the app, to keep you enraged, that's the goal. Straight up capitalism. This wouldn't happen in a non-profit-based society.
Corporations, sensing both opportunity and risk, jumped in. They rebranded themselves as champions of equity, not equality.
So your problem is with corporate hijacking of social movements to try to make a dollar? Okay, then point it at that, not at the people doing the thing. Because the people doing the thing have, like, you must admit, even from the most cynical right-wing point of view, that if people that are going out, taking the time to go out in the street and do whatever this thing is, like whatever social movement they're arguing on behalf of, because they are agitated, right? So at least understand the agitation. Even, like, Republicans, the agitation is economy, and Trump speaks to it, but his answers are bullshit. So it's he's organizing them in a nefarious way. This is, like, something I think that you have to reckon with when this happens by the millions.
The difference was subtle, but important. Equality meant everyone played by the same rules. Equity meant adjusting the rules to engineer equal outcomes.
No, that's not what equity means. It's not about equal outcomes. It's about ensuring a baseline for everybody. You're just dumb.
Backed by powerful asset managers like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager.
Yes, BlackRock is evil, but Republicans say BlackRock because it sounds evil. They're like, BlackRock. Woke ass BlackRock. Yeah, this is not a fucking... The wokes are not behind this, man. This is the billionaire fucking corporations that the leftist, the wokes, have been rightfully arguing are the problem for years.
Controlling over $9 trillion. Mm-hmm. Companies that hit diversity and inclusion benchmarks scored better environmental, social, and governance ESG ratings. Higher ratings and access to billions of investment capital. So companies began changing hiring policies, adopted activist language, and enforced DEI training, not to boost productivity, but to stay in the good graces of the investors.
The woke investor class. You kind of just have it backwards. The investor class started to invest because they saw a profit uptick in companies that were taking on the populist message that people were trying to push, and then they made profit. Also, there was a better economy during this period of time.
Controlling the largest capital flows on Earth.
Just upset about
What
capitalism.
started as an economic debate has become a global corporate standard. And with money, media, and political influence behind it, woke culture wasn't just an idea anymore. It was policy. But as it spread, something else began to grow alongside it. A more aggressive, militant strain that didn't just want to influence the system, it wanted to confront, dismantle, and if necessary, burn it down.
Look at it burning down. I've seen bigger bonfires at a fucking Midwestern high school party in the woods. And I'm not joking. Like, relax. I've been to bonfires, buddy. This ain't shit. What are you talking about? You haven't seen shit till you've seen a drunk 15-year-old Midwestern farm boy jump through this thing because he's had 14 bush lights. Unscathed, by the way. A little singed on his eyebrows. Totally fine. Don't do that yourselves, but unless you are a 15-year-old Midwestern farm boy, in which case apparently you're impervious to fire damage.
Every moment needs fuel. For Dark Woke, that fuel isn't just anger. It's money, influence, and power. And when every major corporation you deal with, your
This is a lot to just say I'm a racist fascist that hates gays and black people, yeah.
bank, your grocery store, your streaming service is using the same playbook, it stops feeling like a choice. It becomes the default culture. And while the corporate
Man, it becomes the default culture. What does? The wokeness? I don't want to be woke, man.
side can pull back when political winds
So the dark wokeness is so far, and we're almost done with the video, the corporations?
change, like what BlackRock has recently done,
Woke, obviously.
quietly dropping DEI language
Quite woke.
from its reports under pressure. The militant wing doesn't just pause. It keeps pushing harder and louder.
So this means something different to the wokeness you're talking about.
Dark Woke isn't a corporate slogan
Dark
or diversity
woke.
seminar. It's the one that doesn't want a seat at the table. It wants to flip the table over. This is where peaceful protests give way to direct confrontation.
Look at...
Federal buildings vandalized.
Oh, no.
Streets blocked. And yes, ICE agents dodging rocks and boulders.
Well, they don't have to dodge them. They could just let it happen. I frankly don't think there's enough boulders in this for you to be freaking out. I don't see a single boulder, actually. These are all just rocks. I was promised boulders. We need more Antifa super soldiers to man the trebuchets to throw the boulders at the ICE agents. That's obviously what's true. Billionaires are all the real enemy, not immigrants. True! Base sign. Fuck ICE. Carry on.
It's the side that sees fear as a tool and
Fear is a tool. Look at these fucking... Are we supposed to look at the footage and go like, ah, yes, the fearsome freaks in the streets that just look like fucking people? They're just people, most of them middle age or older. Dr. Gamble, thanks for giving them to rocks fall. Everybody dies.
and intimidation as justice.
Yeah, intimidation.
Online, it operates like a swarm. Step out of line, and the mob descends.
The mob. We, the parents, stand up. The mob? This is a city council meeting. They're all seated peacefully, and then they stand up in their seats and hold up signs. You would think that they're hacking the council people to pieces with machetes or something. I don't know. These are all normal folks.
Doxing your address. Harassing your family.
Oh, doxing your address. Like fucking Charlie Kirk fans? Shut up.
Swamping your employer with demands to fire you. Offline, it shows up at
Literally Charlie Kirk. I don't know what your virtue signaling things that right-wingers do. This isn't just a detached video from reality. This is far away from where we live.
your home or workplace. Cameras rolling, ready to make an example of you. For Dark Woke,
I don't even understand. So that clip was one black lady passionately speaking to another person and nothing happened in it? So violent. Fuck off.
there's no middle.
Should we show the same civil rights? Like Martin Luther King was, how many times was he fucking arrested? 30 times. 30 times he was arrested. So like, fuck the cops, right? So the cops were wrong ethically 30 times to one man. You must agree if you say that Martin Luther King Jr. is so great, right? He's the only civil rights champion that these right-wingers can accept because they were taught to. And suddenly 30 arrests means nothing? None of these people have been arrested 30 times, I bet you. It's a pretty high number.
ground. Disagreement is treated as violence.
Disagreement is treated as violence. What are you talking about? There's no violence here. There's fucking kids. They have their kids here. Is that a fucking Hillary Clinton shirt?
Silence is complicity. Doesn't just target its enemies. It can turn on its allies who don't move fast enough or parrot the right slogans. The danger isn't just the chaos it creates in the streets, but in the way it accelerates cultural division. It pushes people further into corners, some doubling down on the ideology out of fear, while others rejecting it so hard they won't engage in discussion of justice at all.
So you don't like the Civil War guy here, right? You don't like this guy? right? You're not mad at this person, right? You're mad at this guy? I can't tell. Surely he disagrees with the fucking traitorous loser. Racist. Surely.
However, in 2025, DEI is no longer just under fire. It's being stripped piece by piece. At the federal level, Trump's second-term executive orders have wiped government DEI programs clean. Executive Order 14151 labeled these efforts radical and wasteful, ordering the dissolution of DEI offices, contract cancellations, and even the erasure of DEI language from federal websites and training programs.
He looks so weird in this. Why does he look so weird? His eyes are fucking bulging. What is happening? You know that little alien in Men in Black? He's got this guy from Men in Black going on. You remember him?
Executive Order 14173 goes even further, resuscitating merit-based hiring and rescinding the Civil Rights Era Executive Order 11246.
And you're opposed? Right? No, he's for it for sure.
The political pressure isn't limited to the government. Corporations are feeling it too. Brands like Meta, Walmart, and Target have rolled back diversity initiatives under scrutiny, frequently rebranded their inclusivity efforts as belonging culture or people engagement to avoid overt political backlash.
I need to know what the fuck happened because he is not capable of landing many of these words. He was a Marine. Did he get fucking blown up or something? Or is it just like, is he drunk on the job? What's happening? This is so dark woke. He's a military guy. Maybe he got IED'd and he just has an issue there. But that was a rough section. Corporations are definitely woke, but they're not woke.
Some have even eliminated DEI floors altogether.
Is it effective?
No. In fact, it seems to be doing worse. It seems to be making people less likely to interact with people who are unlike them, because it's like a minefield now.
Less likely to interact.
This guy is a right-wing propagandist that only makes this kind of content.
After a training where you hear things about microaggressions, if you ask somebody what they do for a living, somehow that's racist.
Yeah, I just don't think this guy is a good actor. I don't think people are getting in trouble for saying, hey, what do you do for a living? Which would be a weird thing to say in the office, because they're right in front of you.
If you learn that, then why would you take a chance?
I better not talk to Eric, because I might say something wrong.
Precisely.
Raptor Blue, I don't like how you fucking phrase that.
So now inclusion means I'm going to silence myself and not talk to the black people.
The story
That's not what it means. Why are people so weird? I've never had this worry either. I don't know. Maybe don't hold racism in your heart and it'll be chill.
Dark woke isn't just about protests in the street or hashtags on the corporate website. It's about the kind of country we hand to the next generation.
Well, I like Wheelies, or is this Heelys? Heelys Jesus? Yeah, he's rolling on Heelys, dude.
Into the next generation. In the rush to adopt language of justice, we replaced debate with dogma. We taught young people that disagreement isn't part of democracy.
No, man. Disagreement is the point of democracy. What we're disagreeing with right now is that you can genocide people, or that you can strip civil rights away from queer groups, or that you can gerrymander people's rights away and make sure their votes don't matter, or that you can just be overall fascist and shitty towards our neighbors to the south. Like, we're disagreeing a lot. Like, right now, or that there's a pedophile in office, and many pedophiles probably have taken office. You're the one that's fucking mad when people are like, hey, you're not woke. Have the conversation then, fucko.
It's violence.
It's so violent. Look at how violent this is.
That silence isn't neutrality, it's guilt. And once those lessons took hold, they're hard to unlearn. A generation raised to see every interaction through the lens of oppression and privilege will carry that mindset into the voting booth, the courtroom, and the boardroom.
It would be good to have some class consciousness. I wouldn't want people to be aware of why they're being fucked. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to understand that your system is shitty. Look at this. How do you think this is a good thing? Look at it. Look at the resources we're spending to stop people from voicing that they disagree with what's going on in their country on behalf of their name. Come on.
And so we come back to the central question. What happens when you teach a generation?
Like, do you know why you're seeing people that have to wear helmets, like in that last clip, or that have to wear, like, black bloc? It's because the cops are fucking savages.
Power is taken.
This is peaceful, clearly.
Not earned. that fear is more effective than persuasion, that enemies are permanent and compromise is betrayal.
In both of these shots, it's the police that are being violent.
Because once those rules become the default, it's not the politics that changes, it's the culture, the economy, the ability for people to even live together without constant suspicion. And here's the most dangerous part. That next generation is already being trained to see America not as a home to be proud of, but as an enemy to be dismantled.
No, there are systems within America that are destructive that need to be dismantled, but like, I think most people that live in America, we look at it and we go, man, this really has potential, and the motherfuckers who have been in charge historically from right now and all the way into the past have been inept and trash, and it's just such a tragic waste of resources and humanity and life, and like, we could just be so much fucking better, but instead we're just not, and it's a choice. And so the thing we don't like about America is the people that force us to be shittier than we have to be, which is, of course, the right wing and conservatives. Because inherent with conservatism is to keep doing the thing you've been doing, and obviously there are problems. So we should change them.
In the classrooms, history is reframed to focus only on our failures, stripped
No, it's fucking not. What?
of the context of progress or redemption.
It isn't. No kids are taught that there was... Like, you're still taught that, like, Martin Luther King Jr. is good, and that was a good thing. Like, we have heroes. You're just not taught that, like, hopefully Christopher Columbus was a good guy, because he wasn't. You could teach the reality that exists here. This country was literally colonized and taken from the native people, from sea to shining sea, and it used slave labor to do so. You can't run away from it, nor should you. What you should do is be like, and then from that, despite the corrupted roots of this country, the people that inhabited it figured out how to make it a good place to live. We'll do it. I think we can.
Patriotism is painted as ignorance, and loyalty to the country is mocked as blind obedience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Patriotism is a weird thing to have for America, I think, given the current circumstances. As far as your blind obedience to America, like, I think pledging yourself to America without critical thought is pretty much definitionally what you described it to be. Blind obedience.
A nation can survive its arguments over policy, over elections, over leaders. But it cannot survive if its own children are taught to despise its foundation.
Yes, it fucking can. I don't know about despise. The only thing I despise is your defense of it. That it happened is a matter of fact that's unchangeable for us. I'm not emotionally attached to the idea that, oh my God, America had slavery. No, I don't like that you have people that defend that. I don't like that you have people that try to take that reality away from both the victims of it, but also just the people that want to learn about our country. Like, it's just destructive. The thing this guy's trying to do is try to stuff the genie back in the bottle, and it's not going, bro. This place is fucked up. It doesn't have to be. It could be less fucked up. The world is already offering us enough difficulty, just as is. Being an animal on a planet it comes with its own set of challenges. We have only added to them by our bad systems. But I don't necessarily blame, like, the more primitive versions of humanity as we move through systems to try to organize ourselves, to try to get stuff done so that we can have a high quality of life. But, I mean, you can definitely see the unethical things that have happened in the past and go, we shouldn't do that, and we should teach not to do that, and it's pretty easy stuff. It's unemotional, but right-wingers just cannot get over this. As a leftist, I don't have, like, an emotional attachment to making sure that people need to know a pure, cute version of America. Like, how fucking snowflake are we?
Because once that belief is gone, so is the will to defend it, from enemies abroad or from rot within. If dark woke keeps spreading, the real divide won't be woke versus anti-woke. It'll be between those who believe control justifies anything, and the rest of us fighting to remember what freedom and loyalty to our country truly means.
It's not controlling to, like, for instance, this Black Lives Matter, like, this was against police brutality? Like, I just don't understand. Lick the boot harder. Yeah, I just think he wants to suck cop cock.
Which side will you be on when that day comes?
The people's?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Oh, cool. Call to action. I'm chilling. So somber in tone. We need a better class of right-winger. These people are afflicted with a victim complex that is astounding to me.